Subscribe to Kiwi Box. That's the one.
It's always great. There's no place like home. I love it. I love it. How the kids? Kids are good. They've grown up so much in 2 months. They come back and my daughter was very shy to see me at first, Elizabeth. So I think she was just shocked. It's like, hey, this guy's back. But it's good. It's good to see the kids, see my partner, and see my parents and family. Oh, and friends as well.
So what have you been doing the last couple of days, training-wise and things?
We arrived back and then on Tuesday and trained, hit the gym straight away. 2 sessions a day, and then just little bits and pieces around, photo shoot here, another shoot here for someone else, and just trying to fit in. The rest is the most important time now. All the hard work's done, but resting and recovery, make sure the body's peak shape for Summer 15.
How do you?
Did you buy a new Bentley recently?
I wish it was mine. No, it's thanks to Bentley for allowing us to use the great vehicles. Like boxing, it matches well with boxing. Stylish, aggressive, fast, strong car.
How are the elbows feeling these days?
Elbows are good. There's no problems. The whole body. There's when you're in training camp, you feel little bits and pieces that are sore here and there, but overall the body's no major injuries. Ready to go.
Cool.
Is this going to be your last fight in New Zealand? I mean, would you consider settling any domestic rivalries with maybe Junior Flower or a trans-Tasman rivalry with Lucas Brown?
Listen, we're open to any fights and every fight. It's just about this guy in front of us is pretty much the guy that's sort of stopping us from progressing. We need to get past this guy in order to set up the big fights that we want. So if we can't get past him, we're obviously going to drop down and it's going to take longer, but we are going to get past him, which means we can set up bigger fights next year. And there's fights we can make around the side of the world, like you said, those fighters. But it's just about what makes sense and about what the team's comfortable. It's not my decision, it's the team decision and what everyone's happy with.
You haven't really talked about knocking this guy out too much. Is that a new sort of attitude for you in terms of you're not really hyping things up too much?
Yeah, I don't want to really hype it up. I know I got the power to knock him out. I know I got the power to really hurt him, but I'll leave that in the ring. It's sometimes when you say it, sometimes when you go looking for it, it doesn't happen. You've got to relax and let it flow naturally, and things when it flows naturally, that punch will land. And when it lands, it'll be dangerous. You'll be crying.
The dust is still settling on the Wilder Fury fight. I think there's so much drama in that. Both those guys had to sort of come through a lot of adversity. I know that you have as well previously in the Tilly White fight. How important is that ability to dig so deep?
After watching that fight, not only was that fight good for the heavyweight division, but good for boxing. It was exciting. You saw a big puncher, you saw a boxer, you saw they both went through adversity, and Tyson went through the most. Going off for 2 years, coming back in. So it just shows that anything is possible, and it just gives you extra motivation. For me being there, I wanted to be in the ring fighting. For me being there, I could turn around to Kev and say, hey, if I did this or I did this, it would work, this wouldn't work. And so it's seeing that, it just give me an extra push. I really want to be in there, and I want to fight these guys one day, but we know the steps to take to get there.
Who did you have winning that fight?
Me, I had Fury winning the fight, my own opinion. And I know everyone's opinion is different, but I had him winning the fight. But it just makes it that much more exciting for a rematch, because of all the drama that was involved in the fight.
Cool.
Could you explain how Tyson woke up, in the last round? I mean, you've been hit before and you've got up and almost stopped Dillian. Could you explain maybe what's that drive that it takes to get up?
Well, listen, I didn't think he was going to get up. So I can't really explain what he was going through. I mean, he looked like he was out for the count, But it just shows the willpower that he had. It shows that he was, he mentioned as well, he was doing it not only for himself, his family, but everyone else was going through what he went through. So there's a lot more behind the scenes that he was fighting for, not just for his career and himself. There's a lot more. But I mean, when I got knocked down, that wasn't a good feeling, but I got up pretty pissed. I want to come back and get you.
After 2 losses, you changed a little bit during fight camp. Can you sort of explain what you might have changed from this fight camp?
Yeah, there's with this camp, we've done a lot of rounds of sparring. We have, you know, before we're doing 2 days of strength and conditioning, we've done 3. So there's nothing wrong with the fitness, and we're also working a lot more on power. You know, doing a lot of work on the cushion with Tay, and just working on making sure that we're sitting down on our punches, and actually every punch has meaning to it, not just letting it go for any reason. Make sure there's meaning, and when it lands, it's going to do the damage.
It's still an important fight. There's been this pressure on you. Has that changed anything in terms of preparation?
No, I think now I'm more focused than ever. You know, after 2 losses, it's like there's a restart. But we're restarting at a good starting point because we have experience. We've done a lot of rounds in the ring, so it's I feel like it's refreshing.
You know, Joseph, you say 2 losses, but to me they're like historic accomplishments. I mean, you know, you fought Anthony Joshua.
Let me rephrase it. Historic accomplishments.
Yeah.
That sounds way better. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because, you know, a fight with AJ is considered a win in anyone's books. It's like fighting Mayweather. Even if you lose, it's still a win. And you almost beat Dillian White. So, do you still view them as, do you still view them as losses? I mean, as it affect...
You've just changed my mind.
There we go.
Achievements. No, it's you know, it is a loss. I'll take it back. You know, they're learning experiences. You know, learning when you're fighting the top fighters in the world, and the decision didn't go your way, you're learning with each fight. And so there's a lot to take out of those 2 fights.
Joe, in segue to that, you know, you had those 2 huge world title fights. How soon do you want to be back up on the global stage fighting for
I
global?
think get rid of this guy, do a good job, be dominant, you know, and sort of apply the fight strategy we have in place. If we look good against him, I think next year we'll have 2 or 3 more fights, and then I think probably the end of next year or the following year we can be at the top, fighting as top fighters again. You know, I don't, like I said many times, I don't really care who we fight. I want to fight. We're no good friends with Fury. I want to fight him. I want to fight Wilder. I want to fight Chisora, attack him, everyone. I already fought him. So, and he lost, but I'll fight anyone.
Is a Ruiz rematch possibly on the cards?
Yeah, listen, we're, like I said, open to any fighter that wants to fight. You know, he's a good fighter. I respect him a lot, and he punches very hard, harder than any other fighter I've been in the ring with. And so I want to get him back for that.
Are you Team White or Team Chisora?
I'm Team Parker, man. I want to fight those guys. I'm Team Parker.
All day.
Hey Joe, how hard is it for you getting good sparring partners over in the States? You know, you've got far travelling over to fight, you know, train with Wilder. Who do you get in Vegas? How hard is it for you to get some?
It's not, you know, it's not too hard. You know, our team, you know, Kev, Tay, myself, we're looking at different fighters in the States, and we fly them over, we bring them in, we accommodate them. Thanks to us for doing all of that, and then it's not too hard. In New Zealand, if we're training here, it will be very hard. You know, because it's hard bringing them from that side of the world and coming to New Zealand, but it's possible. But I think it's a lot better training in Vegas, where it's